Welcome back. I'm Anna Rathbun, your host for Nutrition Transitions. Last week we just looked at symptoms and taking away judgments. Today we're going to work on nutrition and just talk about water. Water is first things first. We all know to drink more water, but we're going to work on ways to do that. How can we increase our water intake and drink water on a regular basis? For some people it's easy. They're just thirsty. They just drink enough water. The general recommendations are 8 8-ounce glasses of water per day, and that is generally good. If that feels like too much for you or you don't drink any water, then start with 4 8-ounce glasses per day. The trick to making something a habit is to make it your own instead of somebody else's idea. In order to drink water throughout the day, I really have to work on it. I have to arrange my life so that it's easy, so that it's available, so that I want to take a sip of it. Otherwise, I just forget all day long. So these are my tricks. I use a pitcher or a jar, ball jar in my room. It's a 8-ounce cups of water that's already there, set in my room. I don't measure it every day, but it's easy to pour out of and to keep water available so I don't have to interrupt my flow and go in the kitchen to get water. I actually prefer drinking out of a mug. Maybe it's that cozy because I love coffee and tea so much that I choose a mug. If it's in a glass, I'm less likely to pick it up. It's just that simple. Glass is fine. Here's another mug, so that's very pretty. It gives me a little joy to pick it up. And there's many beautiful glasses. Here's a standard water glass. Would it be more fun to drink your water out of a wine glass? Would it make you want to grab onto it and pick it up? So I use the ball jar. This is a pitcher from my office mate, someone else who fills this in the day and tries to finish it and make sure that they drink water out of this. It's more of a standard pitcher, but the jar just works better for me. So what works for you? Do you have a pretty pitcher in the back of your cupboard you haven't used? Do you have a good cup? Do you have a water container or a water bottle that's easy and shapely and you can take it with you? I don't have one, but I use a kombucha bottle. I don't drink a lot of kombucha, but when I do, those are the perfect size bottles to take with me and have on an ongoing basis, always in my car to drink water. Now we're going to look at the handout and see what I'm explaining in your little handout that you get to look at. So you get one of these every day, every week, sorry. So you'll print one of these out each week and just work on one habit, reminding yourself of the habit before. So this week we're remembering not to be judgmental about good foods, bad foods. Did I eat breakfast? Did I avoid sugar? There's piles and piles of rules. So the first step is to just let the rules go for a while, because that way we can assess each rule and understand if it works for us and make it part of our regular habit rather than a rule. So this was last week. We looked at this no such thing as bad foods, and I hope that part is making sense to you. And now we have this week. This week we're just going to find our own method of getting enough water. See what works for you. And try to do that every day. And then you can imagine all your cells coming alive as you're drinking water. It allows the nutrients to go in and out, improves energy and metabolism, helps the waste leave and helps your skin. Imagine that water lubricating your joints and your knees and hydrating muscles so they move better. Usually if by the time you're actually really thirsty, then you're dehydrated. And I'm guilty of this. Sometimes in the evening I forget, but by the time you're already thirsty, these cells are starving. They're kind of shriveled up from not enough water. The joints, the kidneys, everything's suffering just a little bit. So try to drink enough water, come up with a system. Thanks for being with me, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Give me a holler if you have any questions.